leadership, good governance, superior products. Keeping all these key concepts intact is a big challenge. Moreover, keeping them under one company is everything but easy. Story of the company, story of Mongolia, APU. 89 years ago, in 1924, the story of the renowned company began here, at the Bogtans military barracks near the Tul River. After the privatization, the company's machinery and technology were totally obsolete. Factory output was degraded. It was in a very difficult situation. During the economic transition, every factory was in a similar condition. Many companies could not pay their taxes. But when APU started producing high-quality products, illegal production and illegal sales dramatically decreased. As a result, we have become one of the biggest taxpayers in the country. APU is one of the first companies to have been registered Mongolian Stock Exchange. In 2012 alone, the company paid 115.6 billion tugriks in taxes, placing itself among the top 3 taxpayers in the country. We have been able to increase our tax payments every year, as well as dividends to our shareholders. The company's current market value is worth 290 billion tugriks. Initial share price was set around 100 tugriks, whereas presently it has reached over 3,900 tugriks. Up until now, APU has been one of the few companies that has regularly been paying dividends to its shareholders. Dividend payment in the last 2 years increased to 5.1 billion tugriks from 4.4 billion tugriks. Total investment in the following 10 years after the privatization was about 170 billion tugriks. The productive and meticulous work of a closely knit family of 10,000 people, including shareholders, factory workers and salespersons, have brought up the company to its present level. We always try to utilize the production capacity to its fullest. We didn't miss any opportunities to broaden the market, especially in the brewing sector. In order to finance the extensive production capacity increases, we have tapped into various possibilities for investment. We have cooperated with a number of international and domestic investment banks and financial institutions, such as the Trade and Development Bank, Column Bank, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, Raiffeisen Bank, Credit Suisse, all of which have invested over 100 million USD in APU. New brewery has undoubtedly become the biggest project of the year. Total brewing capacity has now doubled. It has brought brand new standards and the latest technology to the food industry. Today we have gathered here to celebrate one of the happiest and the most proud moments in APU history.
We have today a very fine example of German-Mongolian cooperation and German technology, especially in the area of brewery, is really high-tech with a great tradition.
We have implemented our brewery expansion project, having in mind possibilities entering into our neighboring markets and increasing our exports.
Манай шинэ үйлдвэрийн хувьд
New Brewery is based on an environmentally sustainable technology of recycling steam, which helps us to cut water consumption by 30%. We've also been able to minimize the use of chemicals in the brewery. In recent years, we have successfully adopted international and European standards in our operations. As part of this effort, we have streamlined quality control process at every stage of production, starting from production development, the raw materials input and distribution, while setting highest operational standards.
бүх үйл ажиллагааг стандартчилсан.
Хүнсний аюулгүй байдал болон
One of the most important aspects is that APU pays a great deal of attention for keeping the quality at its finest when bringing its products to consumers. Our products are made using the highest and most modern standards of food safety and production. Because it's crucial to keep the quality control through the sales channel, we are greatly interested in promoting and advancing our sales and distribution, and thus have made significant investments into our logistics system.
томоохон хөрөнгө оруулалтыг хийсэн.
Construction of the first fully automated logistics center in Mongolia took 11 months, and the operation commenced in April 2013. Traditional concepts about storage facilities in Mongolia have dramatically changed. It has set new standards, created new business practices, and great opportunities. When it comes to logistics, this is the first and the biggest project in Mongolia. This is clearly the very first Mongolian fully automated storage facility. I think this is a pioneer, a trailblazer in terms of information technology application in the logistics industry in Mongolia as well. There are various sensors all over the place. It was quite a challenge to have these sensors synchronized, to be operating as an integrated system. This is definitely a new concept and a new practice. Storage building process itself was a wonderful example of innovation.
Автомат агуулгын тус
Total investment into the automated storage and brewery was 87 billion tugriks.
бий болсон. Өвлийн
Construction of the two projects was a continuous and uninterrupted process. Despite the harsh winter construction, it was not paused. The projects are now successfully completed with the hard work of our people.
зөвхөн
Surely, APU has evolved, but also skills of its people have grown alongside. A total of 1,500 workers from 40 to 50 Mongolian construction companies worked on these two projects as well. Why German technology? Why Kronos? The know-how of making a good brand and an innovative approach could be the only reason. The success in business starts here.
сүүлийн 10 гаруй жилийн тоног төхөөрөмж
We contracted mainly German suppliers and manufacturers in the past 10 years. There are various reasons for that.
шалтгаан байгаа. Нэг нь бол
Despite high level of initial investments, efficiency and productivity is incomparably high. Equipment efficiency rate is 95 to 100%, compared to 40 to 50% for those manufactured by other suppliers.
ашиглалтын проценттэй.
Our company has built many factories in different countries. In every project we've implemented European, German standards. Factory built in Mongolia is exactly the same as it would have been built in Germany. In other words, electricity consumption, technical and technological aspects are the same regardless of location.
APU now has more than 60 brands and owns more than 40 new product and design patents. Among them is the Chinggis Khan brand, which took years of efforts to be registered internationally as a genuine Mongolian trademark.
Гол нь бол бид энэний хойноос ингэж үздэг.
Our true goal and purpose is to produce and export the ultimate product named after the great Khan.
Аль ч оронд
to be proud to present the highest quality products in the high-end restaurants and bars around the world. In the past 10 years, the product range of APU has increased from 33 to 76. Sales revenue of 2012 was 26 times more than 10 years ago, reaching over 310 billion Turkics. The market share has expanded as well, and the company started exporting to South Korea, Russia, United States, Canada and Germany. I started working in the company when I was 20 years old. I've now been working in this company for 45 years.
I've been working in APU for 5 years. Our factory is fully automated. All steps of the operations are computerized. In 2008, I graduated from the university with a bachelor's degree in economics. It's my 5th year with the company.
This is my 13th year in the company. Also, both of my parents worked in the company until they retired. Factory isn't a place where people fresh out of college come to and become professionals immediately. It takes 4 to 5 years of experience to become a good engineer. That is why a long-term commitment is crucial. What is the secret of success of these people? What lies behind the achievements of the ones who make Mongolian brands? Organizational skills, or a specific goal, or business management that's brought everything together? 90 years of experience. Our company is the result of the hard and strenuous work of our staff. We talk a lot about human development these days. Much has been done to improve governance. Emphasis on corporate governance and human development facilitated us to solve the issues related to financing investments made for technologies and equipment in a relatively short period of time. Leadership, good governance, superior products. We are in the process of developing a new dairy plant with the thought to commence operations in the first half of 2014. Dairy products mean that we have to have our own farms, own crops. We have an integrated project and it requires a lot of investment. The dairy project requires over 50 billion Turkics in investments. The plant has the capacity to produce 150 to 200 tons of milk per day. We may consider using various fundraising options on a capital market. It also means that we could list on the international markets, in which case we would be pleased to welcome international investors as our shareholders. Our mission is to become the leading producer of beverage products in Mongolia, while implementing international standards, the latest technologies and know-how with the help of Mongolian engineers and Mongolian workers. A brand after a brand, and a success after a success, the story of the renowned Mongolian company continues.